got my work cut out.
You got to come strong.
Oh, yeah. Let us pray. Father God, always you just move me aside, Lord. And Lord, I ask you to speak to your people, Lord. Lord, I ask you to touch your people, Lord, draw them near to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Those of you who have your Bibles, turn to the book of Luke, chapter 5. We'll start at the 17th verse. Very familiar passage.
Amen.
I want to thank God who's the head of my life and thank Pastor for allowing me to come before his people, to come in his pulpit.
Amen.
You know, he don't have to let us get up.
Amen.
Even though he allows us to speak, he can make us speak from the floor.
That's Amen. Amen.
This belongs to the pastor.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, beginning at the 17th verse. And it came to pass on a certain day, as he was teaching, that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by, which were come out of every town of Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was present to heal them. And behold, men brought in a bed a man which was taken with a palsy. And they sought means to bring him in and to lay him before him. And when they could not find by what way they might bring him in because of the multitude, they went upon the housetop and let him down through the tile with his couch into the midst before Jesus. And when he saw their faith, he said unto him, Man, thy sins are forgiven. Skip down to the 25th verse. And immediately he rose up before them and took up that whereon he lay and departed to his own house, glorifying God.
Amen.
Now God gave me a word out of this, and I couldn't understand why he was giving me this. He said, let go and let God.
All right.
Let go and let God. And I got to studying this thing, got to looking at it. And this young man had a situation. He was paralyzed. He couldn't walk. He had some friends, and they were concerned about his situation. They were concerned about what was going on with him. And they sought means to try to help him.
Amen.
And when they found out about Jesus, they found out that Jesus could heal. By just speaking a word. And they believed that Jesus could heal.
That's right.
Amen.
And they had to get their friend to Jesus. They knew they had to get him to Jesus. And once they got their friend to Jesus, they sought means to get him there. They figured out a way to get him to Jesus. Now, when they got their friend to Jesus, they left it alone.
That's right.
And see, that's what we got to do. We got to start our problems. We'll take them before the Lord, and we won't step out of it, and that's why we can't get what God got for us. See, we get in the way of God. That's why he said, let go and let God.
All right.
You know, you let it go and let him do what he needs to do.
Yes, sir.
God can't work with you in the midst of it.
All right.
See, because you done messed it up. You got it messed up. Now, why you want to dip back in?
All right.
You know, we give things to God, and then we want to go and pick them back up.
Come on, preacher.
If you could do something with it, you wouldn't have had to give it to him in the beginning.
Amen.
Right? If you could do so much with it, you wouldn't have got messed up. But still, you want to go and stick your hands back in.
All right.
We'll pray for a person. We'll pray and say we're leaving it in God's hand, and then we right back next week praying for that same person. If you believe in God, you trust in God, you'll pray for that person and leave it in God's hand. God gonna work it out one way or the other.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what these friends done. They left that man in God's hand. They didn't go back and even help him get his couch up when the Lord told them to pick it up and walk with him. They knew that he was ready. They knew when God got through with him, he was ready. But see, we're going to take something before God, and then we want to go back and try to work with it. God ain't working fast enough. We want to go back and try to put our hands in it. We got to do something with it.
All right, preacher. All right, preacher.
You got to, when you take it to God, you got to leave it with him. You got to have faith in him. If you don't believe him, don't ask him for it.
All right.
That's what God told me. You don't believe in him, why come to me asking me if you don't believe him?
All right.
A lot of us, we'll go to God and know we don't believe that he's going to do what we ask him for. But we'll go there anyway just for show. We want people to think that we feel with something that we ain't got. Because if you feel with the Holy Ghost, you know who God is. You know where your help gonna come from. You know that you can't do nothing with it. You need to leave it with Him.
Yes, sir.
But see, we can't do that. Man can't do that. See, God made it easy for man when he put man on earth. He put man above everything He put here. He made it easy for us.
All right.
And we got the big head. We want to be like God.
All right.
All right.
We want to be the creator.
All right.
And that's what happens a lot of times. You got a teacher teaching you, and you get to learn a little bit, then you know more than the teacher.
right.
You want to teach him a thing or two. Huh?
Come on, preacher.
Like truck driver. When I went to truck driving school, I knew how to drive. That's all I did. I knew how to get it moving, but all that stopping and turning, I ain't know nothing about that. Man trying to tell me how to make a turn, and I'm telling him, man, I know what I'm doing, running over everything. Messing stuff up. And that's what we do with God.
All right.
We'll take something to him.
Yes, sir.
Pray about it. Okay, Lord, we leave it in your hand. Then we run to the pastor.
All right. All right now.
I you gave it to God. Why you want to come messing with pastor?
All right. That's right.
Huh? God got pastor on another mission.
All right now.
God said, you put it in my hand. If you trust me, leave it with me.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry about it no more.
All right.
Because ain't nothing you can do about it no way.
That's right.
Nothing you can do about it. Leave it in God's hand.
Yes, sir.
Stop going back picking it up.
All right.
That's just like sin. We come before the Lord and tell Him that we accept Him in our life. We're going to stop sinning. We might do it for 2 weeks, then we'll go right back out there doing the same old thing we were doing.
All right.
Then we'll come back and repent again.
Yeah, they do.
We do more repenting than we do praising God.
All right now.
We spend most of our life repenting
Help us, Lord.
instead of praising God for what He's
All
done.
right.
And see, we don't want God to get the glory out of these things. That's why we go and stick our hand back in.
All right.
You see, when this man got up and walked off, everybody glorified God.
Amen.
Even the ones who didn't believe in Him had to glorify Him.
Amen. Amen.
See, your actions will bring the enemy in and make them start seeking God.
Yes.
Amen.
Look at the book of Daniel. They were getting ready to put Daniel in the lion's den. But Daniel knew who God was.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He didn't worry about it.
That's right.
He's still free.
Yeah.
He didn't worry about it. He knew that God was going to bring him out.
Yes.
And the king that had him in captivity, he had just as much faith in God as Daniel did. Well, he went to Daniel and said, your God will save you.
All right
That's
now.
right.
Huh?
All right now.
And then when people doing you wrong, and you go to God and you leave it with God, God will work on them. That king couldn't even sleep all night long.
Right.
He couldn't even eat.
Come on now.
Huh?
Come on,
When you
preacher.
mess with God people,
That's
and
right.
they go to God and leave it with God,
Say it.
God gonna work with you.
Amen.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
When you take stuff to God, leave it with it. Just like Sister Evans, you took that thing to God about your boss. Leave it with God. God gonna handle your boss. You ain't got to do nothing. All right. All you got to do is believe.
That's it.
I put it in God's hand. I'm through with it.
Amen.
When my son was in that accident, people thought I was crazy because I went on to work. What could I do for him?
That's right.
I couldn't do nothing to get it away.
Jesus. Jesus.
Somebody had to pay some of them bills.
That's right. Amen.
So if I ain't working, he ain't working.
That's right.
Bills accumulate.
Jesus.
I couldn't save.
Jesus.
God was there with it.
Yes, he was.
So what am I going to get in the way?
Thank you, Lord.
That's why a lot of times we be praying for the same thing week after week after week. But we won't leave it in God's hand.
Amen.
We ain't got sense enough to leave it. We want to be involved. God said, bring it to me, put it in my hand, and leave it. Didn't He say, lay all your cares upon me?
That's right.
That's what He told us. Look at Hannah. Hannah wanted a son. She wanted a son. She prayed to God, and she left that thing alone.
Yes.
God blessed her with a son.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
She was praying to God, and the man of God was looking at her. He couldn't hear what she was saying, but he seen her lips moving, and he thought she was drunk.
All right now.
So a lot of times, when you talk to God, people think you crazy. They think you
Yeah.
drunk.
That's right.
They think you're doing all kind of things.
Yeah.
And that's where you lose your faith. You start focusing on what they saying or what they doing.
Come on, preacher. Come on, preacher.
You got when you go to God, you got to stay focused on Him.
Yes.
When you came to God, you promised God that you were going to believe in him, you were going to trust in him, right? You were going to live right. But we broke all those